Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about the means, extremes, properties of proportions, okay? Well, what is the mean extremes properties? Well, the mean extremes property is a property that states that the cross product of the means and of a proportion shall be equal to the cross product of the extremes, okay? So when I say the cross product, what do I mean? Well, when I say the cross product, I mean A times D and B times C. So A times D, we call the means, and B times C, we call the extremes. Okay, so what it tells us is that these two cross products, so the product of A times D, should be equal to the product of C times B, or B times C, however you choose to, whatever order you choose to put it in. Therefore, A times D equals B times C if two ratios are proportional. Okay, so if two ratios are proportional, then their cross products should be equal. Okay, so we can use this in order to test the proportionality of two ratios. Well, if I look at number 4, I have 2 over 3.5 compared to 8 over 14. Well, what I have is 2 times 14 would be my means, right? So it's A, and D, in this case, to C and B. So 8 would be C, and 3.5 will be B. So what I can do is I can compare them. So 2 times 14 is equal to 8 times 3.5. Okay, so in that case, 2 times 14 is 28, and then I can say, okay, well, 8 times 3 plus 8 times 0.5, and so 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 0.5 is 4, so 24 plus 4. Well, guess what? That comes out to be 28. And so 28 is equal to 28, which means that this ratio, these two ratios are proportional. So I could use them in order to form a proportion. So therefore, 2 times 2 over 3.5 is equal to 8 over 14. Okay, because their means and extremes are proportional. So yes, these are proportional. Okay, so let's use the same property in order to test another set of ratios. So I have 0.3 to 1.5, and I have 0.5 to 2. So let's look at that. Let's compare their means. So this will be A, this would be B, this would be C, and this would be D. So the means are A times D, right, is equal to B times C. So you don't have to write that every time once you get the hang of it, but 0.3 times 2 is going to be equal to 0.5 times 1.5. Okay, so I'll give you a second to pause and see if you can come up with the answer to decide whether these are proportional or not. Okay, so what you should have done is multiply them together. So 2 times 0.3 will give me 0.6, and 0.5 times 1.5 will give me 0.75. Okay, so what we can see, and we should have put the equal sign there because we're questioning their proportionality. And so here we can go ahead and cross out, put a line through that equal sign, which tells us that it's not equal. So no, these are not proportional. Okay, so I hope this has been a quick way to kind of show you how you can use the means and extremes property to determine if two ratios are proportional. And you can use this throughout when you're solving, because if you know that two ratios are proportional, then you know that their means and extremes should be equal, or the product of their means and extremes should be equal. So therefore, you can use that to find a missing value if you need to. There's many ways that you can use this in, and we're going to talk about that a little later in the next video. All right, I hope this has helped, and see you in the next video.